It's January 1st, 2024. This is so I've decided to give myself 2 weeks. 2 weeks to go through this second installment to the series that I decided to kind of start with. So the first one, by this time, I think you guys would have seen a video or two. Either way, the first one is already done. Like it's ready for the other elements that makes it a book. Like the book itself is done, edited, all that. And I'm going through the second one. So my plan is for these next 2 weeks to really just go through and read the book and take any notes. Take note of anything I want to change, anything I want to add, anything that's good, and give it a couple more passes. But I'm going to give myself 2 weeks to read it through. And I say 2 weeks, but honestly, it shouldn't take no 2 weeks. I could probably knock this out in like maybe a couple days. But I'm thinking if I'm just reading it through, I just want to start by just reading through. Don't make any changes and then come back through on the second pass and actually make the changes. So maybe I'll do that. So I'll do the first 2 weeks of the year. So by the 14th, I want to be done with the suggestions because I'll have to then implement them. But at the same time, like getting that first book together to be published. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a little bit of time now because I've broken it up into a few different sections, and I'm going to spend some time now just kind of reading through the first maybe 7-10 chapters or so, and then see how I feel about it, and just kind of go from there. So help keep me accountable, y'all. All right, I just finished the third chapter. Now I'm not unhappy with this, but I know there are some changes that have to be made. Like I was in a different place when that first few chapters of that draft was drafted in. My God, I am not there anymore. So there's some descriptions that need to be altered. And then I'm thinking, if my memory serves me right, there's a couple things right at the beginning that might need to change based off the way the story progresses towards the middle, end of the second act, into the third act. So I'm going to have to change some of that. But my God, like the writing style was so different. Not so, it's me, but it is not what I wasn't expecting that. So the story all in all is good. I am enjoying it. My only kind of concern really is making sure that this book can stand on its own, even though it is a part 2 in a duet series. It's a second installment. I feel like I've done a well enough job at getting the information you needed across. So for me, I am a comic book fan. I'm a nerd. I've been a nerd my whole life. I've read comics all day long. And there's something that Stan Lee said in an interview years ago that stuck with me to this day, and I apply it to my writing as well. And it was every comic book is someone's first comic book. So the example he gave was like the Fantastic Four. For those of you who don't know, it's Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, their brother and sister. Reed Richards is Johnny's, is Sue's husband. He's Mr. Fantastic. And then you have Ben Grimm, the Thing, who's Reed's best friend. And so collectively, they're the Fantastic Four. And so he said in those early issues, you would see the characters address each other directly by name and then by like familiarity. So for example, you may have Sue and Johnny on one page, and Johnny may say, hey Sue, hey Sue, hand me that glass of water. And she'll say, sure Johnny, I will. And then he may say something like, that's why you're such a good sister. You're my favorite sister because you're always doing things for me. And she's like, well, I'm your only sister. And the reason why you may get a generic conversation like that in the beginning is to establish for a new reader these two are siblings. Because if you see them on panel together, you may assume they're in a relationship. You may assume they're best friends. And it's a shorthand way of letting you understand exactly who they are right away. So that when you progress in the story and they're saying Sue Storm or Invisible Woman or Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, you understand by the next panel how they're related. So I kind of folded that into this second installment, and I'm wondering if it translates well or not. So I'd be interested to finish this up. Once everything is said and done, I've done my editing and I have everything where I want it to be, then getting a beta reader to kind of look it over, I guess before editor, and see if that lines up. So that's where I am. So I'm going to get back to it, and then yeah, I'll give an update later. So the way I wrote this book was in sections. So the first 7 or 8 chapters rather were written at one point in time, and then it was revisited and added on and whatnot. So I figured this would have been the kind of best place to stop for right now. So on this chapter, I'm reading through and I am enjoying it. And I'm seeing some of my cringe from earlier has been replaced because I see, though I knew where I was going in memory. I like reading it and seeing it playing out in front of me on the page was pretty cool. So I am enjoying that. I was going to stop here, but I have some more time. It's about 9:30. So I'm going to maybe give it another hour or so and just read through. I might just go through the whole, I don't know, whatever. I don't want to get so wrapped up in the story. I do to experience it, but I think I'm going to just continue on until I can't anymore. Maybe still do a check-in here and there. But all in all, I am enjoying the space that I am in with this story. And I'm very anxious to start editing now, but I'm trying to use deadlines. You know, my word for this year is deadlines. So I'm trying to hold myself accountable to these deadlines I've set for myself. But I am enjoying this book. I'm enjoying it. Oh my God, like nobody's business. So yeah, whatever. I'll check back in later. So I have oh Lord, this music. So this check-in is extremely quick. So the first novel is written in first person. And the second one is as well, but I got to a point, I think in chapter 8 or 9, where I'm writing in third person limited. And in my head, reading through, I'm like, this is not right. And I had this sinking feeling in my stomach because I'm like, this book is 49 chapters right now. I'll be adding and moving some things around. Right now it's 49 chapters, and I was going to freaking cry if I wrote 49 chapters in third person instead of first. But I found this message to myself that's like, change all of this. You wrote in third person, idiot. So I might put that on the screen, but oh my God, yeah, I just scared my damn self because I'm reading, I'm not skimming through, I'm reading it piece by piece. Oh my God, I was so freaking nervous. That's gonna add so much extra time on it, but whatever. So I'll get back to my playlist and my read through, but my God. All right. So I'm going to try to make this my last update for a while, but I forgot how much I love this story. I know it's mine, and so of course it goes without saying that I think it's good, sure, but that aside, even if this word for word, beat for beat had have been written by someone else, I would be all in. And I don't know how to explain it in a way that doesn't just sound like, oh, I think my writing is so great, which I do, but like, I think because I've had so much time away from it, and then I'm returning to it with intention. Of course, read it, get the story, make some notes. Well, just read through the first time and then read through again and take notes. Or here, I might take notes now. I don't, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I am really enjoying this, and I'm probably going to try to get through the majority of this tonight and set me a plan to like get down and get every freaking detail that I want added, changed, moved around, because this is so good. And I have to hold on to this feeling because, you know, as writers, authors, creators, we can get in a space where, again, we think everything we do is great, but then let a couple seconds pass and then it's like, oh, this is shit. Why would anybody like this? And I'm riding high on this feeling right now. And I love this book. So, yeah. All right. I made it to chapter 25 and I was just reading. I was lost in this world. Like, it was crazy. So I'm going to actually end the reading vlog here because well, yeah, I'll end this here. Watching the Batman. Actually, I won't end the vlog here. I'll end the night here. Maybe I'll add some more to it, but just know that I am making my way through this book. I am getting the work done, and I think I'll be ready for this next pass. And actually, the writing isn't so bad. Like, there's some typos here and there, and there's some things that probably need to be cleaned up, but for the most part, it's a solid draft. But yeah, this, I'll check y'all probably tomorrow because I'm about to go to bed.
Trying to get paid, you know it's all still part of the game. They running 5 drills, I'm off for the chain, and I'm high still, looking like Scorpion. Get over here, there's some people trying to relate, ain't close to here.